What's it looking like? Can you hear us?
I have your phone call in front of me.
I don't know how to flip a fucking phone call out of the way and look at something else.
If I'm looking right here, am I looking at the screen?
I guess we'll...
Answer my question.
Yeah, so yeah, you just want to look at the camera. Or me.
No, because then my head's tilted.
The camera's there.
Shut up, Joe.
Too funny. It's a little different, but you'll get it.
It'll be okay. My
Yeah.
sister said she really enjoys our podcast.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she did tell me that today.
Well, most people should.
Yeah, she's not the first person that told me. It was just nice to hear from her. She said she's learning a lot about me that she didn't know before.
All right, well, I'm going to make a quick phone call while we wait for people.
Okay, you do that.
It's real classy. Huh? Real good? Clear? Huh?
Yeah. The only thing is you have some kind of sun or light.
Yeah,
on
I'll fix it. Okay.
By your
Yep.
neck.
Got it. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, I can't do anything without coffee. You know that.
Don't you poop all the time?
It's not something you say on air. You want me to answer that while we're on air?
Yeah.
There's Jess. Hey, Jess. How
Hi,
you doing?
Jess.
Doing a little check-in here, and then Terry comes up with the craziest things. But yeah, that's bonus time. I'm going to pull up the podcast here on my phone so we can see the comments.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm blind. I can't see all that.
Huh?
I said I'm blind. I can't see that smoke there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I turn it on and you're laughing. That's hilarious.
That's the best.
That's funny. What'd she say?
Dear God.
Dear God, help us. That's right. Help us. All right. Yeah, we got a few more minutes. Quality's awesome. Like that?
Yeah. What is that? What kind of phone is that? What kind of phone is
It's not the
that?
phone, it's the equipment here.
No, but your phone, really?
Yeah, look at that.
I bet you if you pulled it up on my phone, it would not be that good.
Well,
Because my phone's horrible.
well, we're kind of streaming 4K. Facebook dumbs it down.
You're talking foreign to me.
Yeah, well,
You know
it's
that.
all right. Say hi if you're here, if you want to. If not, well, we'll figure it out. Got about 3 minutes. Why don't you tag some people? Let's tag.
I didn't bring up my
Oh,
phone.
that's all right. We'll tag some people. Tag some people.
Tag Deanna. I don't know
Hi,
why she's
Lisa.
not in here. Hi, Lisa.
Tag some people, Lisa. Tag some people. Gotta tag some people.
Lisa brought me Girl Scout cookies recently.
What? She didn't bring
2
me any.
boxes. And I was like, what do I owe you? You know what she said? Nothing. You know, I mean, nothing.
Oh,
It was a gift. It was
What's
the
that?
sweetest thing.
that's so nice of her.
It was.
I didn't get any. I haven't even bought any yet this year.
I've been trying to find the s'mores ones, but they're like, everyone's out of them. My son wants to try them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I mean, I stick to Thin Mints, but
Well, I'm trying to tag a few people. Da, da, da. Tagging away. All right, it's almost 6, so we're just gonna start.
Mm-hmm. Still
know-
join.
The weather's so nice out. I'm sure a lot of people.
I know.
I'm sure a lot of people are like, eh.
Oh, they can go outside with their phones.
Yeah. Well, they can watch it later too.
They can.
Yeah. They can watch it later. See, I'm just gonna share. Boom. Yeah, I'm just sharing away. All right, we're gonna get ready to roll here at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Can hear that annoying dog.
Yep.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell. It's all they do all day long.
I was wondering because they've been doing it since we came out.
Mm-hmm. It's nonstop, but it's. I mean, part of living in the city, I guess.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the shouldn't say misconception, but a lot of people, when they say somebody's in recovery, we had an interesting conversation with Natalie the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She asked, "What is relapse?"
And
To define it, because she assumed that was, well, if you smoke weed or edibles or take any type of prescription med that you shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And define shouldn't, right? If it's prescribed, we all know, you can go down a rabbit hole real quick on that one. But ultimately, she was assuming that if you were a heroin addict and then you got prescribed Vicodins for, let's say you got a tooth pulled or something,
Right.
that she was like, is that a relapse?
Well,
And I know there's a lot of people who would say yes.
right, but recovery is a subjective term. Recovery has a different meaning for everyone, and actually, recovery is whatever you say it is. And the pathways such as Suboxone, Vivitrol, Methadone, THC. I mean, and some people even kratom. All those things have, in some people's lives, have saved them. Are they out on the street copping dope still? Are they holding jobs? Are they with their families? Are they making amends? Are they working a program? Then yeah, they're in recovery.
Right, and I think a lot of people. So when you look at someone who was incarcerated for a long period of time,
Mm-hmm.
they were actively using, got arrested, did 3-4 months, whatever the case may be, and then they get out, they have nothing in their system. A lot of people that are in that situation really want to go, you get prescribed Suboxone or Methadone. I'm not a big fan of that. I've seen that fail too many times.
It definitely has. I mean, and kind of like diabetes. You know what? Let's take diabetes for instance. Some people can manage their diabetes with exercise and eating right, and other people need something such as insulin to help them.
Right.
And I think it's the same.
Because
addiction's a disease.
exercise and diet is not enough.
Right.
Even if they did it 100% properly, it's just not
to
enough.
some.
Right.
Addiction is a I do know people who are on Suboxone now who were on Suboxone for a long time, but they said, I can't keep doing this or I'm going to go down the wrong path. And now they're on Suboxone and they're doing fine.
Right.
But you do have the other ones who make a bad name for it, who go and use it as currency.
Yep, they'll go sell it to get the stuff to
Yep. So there's two sides. I mean, and unfortunately, everyone has their own opinion about recovery and what it should look like. But recovery, there's so many different pathways, and as long as it's getting you to the point of where you're succeeding in life and you're doing good, then I have nothing to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has to know what their limits are themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when people start judging from the outside, it makes it extremely difficult because there's other aspects to this besides Suboxone and Methadone.
Right.
There's the whole marijuana THC, the edibles, it goes on and on. When that's all pretty much legal now in the state of Michigan. So when someone is choosing to use like edibles, and they're getting through, I guess it comes down to, are they abusing it?
Right. And some people use edibles. I know people who just use them, even a half of one at nighttime, and that just boosts their mood and takes away their pain enough for them to sleep. And that's better than being on prescription medication such as Vicodin or, I don't know what other ones they prescribe nowadays, but you know what I mean.
Right.
It's better than being on opiates.
Some of the heavily addictive prescribed.
So for them, it is better than being on opiates. And something such as Effexor for depression or Cymbalta, those both have horrible withdrawals. Your body does get dependent on those, and they have horrible withdrawals. So some people don't want to be on those either.
Yeah, a lot of speaking of withdrawals, I had it was kind of off topic, but I had a conversation with someone, and they were convinced that withdrawals from heroin were the worst ever. And they're tough, they're rough, they can be deadly if not done properly. But like Xanax and alcohol is way worse.
Yeah, Xanax and alcohol, that's been proven.
Yes, I've seen some really, really horrible situations. Yes. But those two are by far the worst. So I guess what it comes down to is, and you hit on it earlier, if you're able to function, if you're able to go to work on time, if you're able to basically accomplish your goals, right? If those goals haven't changed, right? Because of that, if your lifestyle is not suffering from that, and obviously there's a legal aspect to it. We all know marijuana is pretty much legal, right? But if you're catching like Vicodins on the street or something just to get by, there's probably a little danger zone there. But overall, the 12 steps, what do they say?
I don't know. I don't work them. It was never my pathway.
Well, that's everybody's choice. Everybody's is different.
And don't get me wrong, NA and AA has helped millions of people. They were just never my pathway because I don't want to keep looking back at what I did. I already worked through that and made my amends, and I'm okay. Right. I want to see people who have goals and who have like a positive outlook on life now, and those are the people I want to surround myself so I can know how to get from here to there, not go backwards. And so that was always my mindset in NA and AA. Even though I do have clients that go, and I will take them to their meetings if need be, but it was never my pathway.
And I think the 12 steps, they pretty much preach the abstinence.
They do.
Yes. So no drugs. Right. No alcohol.
And if you do the drugs, you're not clean, which again, recovery is a subjective term. That's a fact. Right. So for them to say that is it's actually really frustrating.
But so many people are quick to assess that based off of their personal opinion. And I've seen people in recovery judge others because that's not what they do.
Oh yeah. Tons.
And it's just like you said, the 12 steps where it wasn't your thing, but you don't judge.
No. What gets you there is what gets you there. I'm all for harm reduction such as, methadone I have very harsh feelings for. And I think that doctors are looking at that though and prescribing Suboxone more than methadone, which is great. But such as Suboxone, Vivitrol, I think there's a couple more that are like Suboxone, like Subutex. If harm reduction, if you're getting them where you're going in life, go ahead. Do what's best for you.
That's why they probably call it harm reduction. It's I guess basically summed up, it's better than going full overboard, back into full blown addiction where you aren't able to go to work. You aren't able to take care of your kids. You're not able to have any relationships whatsoever.
Right.
You just are swallowed up again in the world of addiction. And I think that's why they call it harm reduction.
Definitely.
There's maintenance drugs, there's harm reduction. I guess they're kind of one in the same.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah, I think there's just a terminology difference.
Okay.
As far as that goes. We got Natalie popping in.
Yep.
Hey, Natalie.
Hi, Nat.
Yeah, so recovery, you get so far down into it, and then there's always those life stressors that we can't predict, we can't control.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first part of a relapse would be the emotional part.
Yep.
Where
Oh,
you,
definitely.
yeah, where you start to be, you're depressed, you can't find a good positive line on anything. It's just all like blah. It's world's coming down on you, and that's a red flag for. I mean, it can be caught there, but acknowledging that is probably huge.
For our ones who have loved ones who are currently in recovery, there definitely are signs to watch out for. To maybe catch a relapse before it actually happens, because there's definitely emotional relapse before there's physical relapse. No one gets out of bed right away in the morning after being 3-4 years clean and says, I'm going to go get some dope today.
Right.
It just doesn't happen that way. So there's signs to look for, any change in their behavior, any depression, like you mentioned, if they're starting to isolate, if they're starting to hang around the wrong type of people. Those are all, good warning signs.
Definitely. And if people are watching, they can see that. Everybody has a bad day, a bad mood.
Right.
But when it becomes consistent, there's no harm in saying, hey, you all right? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
And I don't think that...
And as long as they are okay and they're not using, they won't get defensive about it. Because that is
key.
Yes.
When they wig out and they're like, hey, how dare you?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute now. Like...
Okay, so in active addiction, we always deny everything. We get very, your loved ones, they get very defensive when it comes to that. So if they're in recovery for a while, they're going to at least thank you. Thanks for looking out, man.
You would hope. But I've seen it a million times where people will be like, hey, you all right? And be like, what the hell you mean? What you talking about, right? And ultimately, they just care, right?
Right.
And I think you hit it right on the head. If there's a negative response,
then they probably are, because they're obviously not going to tell you if they're like it's in it. They're not going to tell you.
Right.
So we always try to hide our addictions.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's nothing being in there wide open with it. Then there's usually no worries. And you might spark a conversation that maybe something is not right or bugging somebody, and you might be able to head that off and maybe help that person through that issue, which ultimately saves them a lot of stress and risk of going backwards. Yeah, so let's talk about our event. It's coming up Tuesday.
I know, so fast. We're going bowling at Gerlach's from 6 to 8?
6 to 8.
Okay.
Yep, Gerlach's Bowling Center. It's prepaid, so you don't have to feel like you have to pay. It includes 2 games and shoes. It'd be a good opportunity for everybody to get out and meet some people. If you need some resources, we'll be there. Hit us up.
Come beat my 80 in bowling.
80.
It's only an 80.
Yeah, I'll be lucky to top 50. I don't know. No, I usually like landing like the first couple games. I'm like barely over 100, struggling. Like,
I struggle.
yeah, and then I get the hang of it right when it's time to go.
Yeah, that is that's how bowling works, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but no, anyway, it'd be a good time. Gerlach's Bowling Center on this Tuesday coming up. That's in 2 days.
2 days, Lisa. It was this Tuesday.
Yeah, so we'll see everybody there. Like I said, you don't have to bring anything. Just bring yourself for a good time.
Yeah, we could have coffee and stuff there. Can we do that?
We can. I think so.
Okay.
They're really awesome people there.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we'll see you Tuesday, 6 to 8, Gerlach's Bowling Center. We're not at Chef G's this week. But yes, what are we looking forward to in the springtime? Since spring is right now.
Yeah. Oh, today.
Yeah.
Today's the first day of spring. I want to barbecue.
Yeah, so we're gonna definitely set that one up. Big old barbecue. And obviously it'll be an alcohol and drug free barbecue.
Well, of course. But still, we can have some games.
Yeah,
I have
for sure.
yard Yahtzee, and there's other things that we could do.
Oh, we
It'll
can
be
have
fun.
a blast. We can have a blast. But yeah, we're looking forward to some outside events.
Definitely.
It's nice weather and good time, sunshine. But that's just around the corner. But for now, Tuesday, 6 to 8, Gerlach's Bowling Center.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you,
night, you guys.